friends. Yep, Doc South here. And gee, I was watching the news this morning, and I know there's all sorts of gut wrenching news, but there's always something, right? But one thing that caught my attention was the news anchor was telling people where they could go to get their, in New York City to get their trees ground up, I guess turned into mulch. And which is a good thing. The mulch is needed, it helps. And just leaving the tree in the house or on on the sidewalk, I guess the garbage men can come get them. But honestly, it probably takes up a whole lot of room to be throwing trees into your in with the garbage. And so I would imagine the mulch thing's the best idea. And and I know one, I guess maybe it was the weather person or whatever, said how their tree already's brown. You know, gee, it was green just a week and a half ago. Now it's brown. Well, it's funny. Uh, when I lived when I was married to my first wife Molly, we have for a while lived up in north central Pennsylvania, a little town called Forksville, up in the mountains in Sullivan County, Pennsylvania, bit northeast of Williamsport, west of Scranton by about 60 miles. It's in the mountains, and oh, I'll tell you, it's the sticks, and that's fine. It was beautiful up there. I liked it. It was a great place to be. And one thing that was kind of fun was when Christmas came around, we knew so many people. Well, of course, the whole town, the whole county is probably 99% forest and game land and such. And so there's trees all over the place. And many of our friends grew Christmas trees. And they'd, if you said, hey, I'd like to, maybe I'd call it, whoever, one of our neighbors or one of our friends and say, hey, do you have any Christmas trees? Maybe we could get one. They say, yeah, come on up. Cost you a buck or two. Or sometimes they say, oh, hey, if you cut that tree, you can have it because that one's kind of in the way. And, that kind of thing. It was very cheap to get a Christmas tree. And we usually would get it about maybe 1 to 2 weeks before Christmas, give or take. And so there we'd be cutting you'd find a pine tree that looked about right, a spruce, cut it down near the ground, and there you go. And again, if it was a buck or two, or trade it for two jars of jam, whatever, you had your tree. And you would tie it to the roof of the car and back home, put it in the living room, decorate it, and sit back and and look at it. And Christmas would come and go, and maybe a week after Christmas, I remember, I think Molly, she'd say, I know this one particular time, she said, maybe, it's been a week or two now that after, it's now January. Why don't maybe we ought to get the tree out of the house. I mean, we heat with wood and everything. It's dry in here, and that tree, maybe all of a sudden we don't want it to burst into flames here. And it's, well, yeah, you're right. Let's do it. And we knock the decorations off and snag the tree, pull the tree out of the house. And of course, it's funny. Molly, I think, came out as I'm dragging the tree. She says there's no needles on the rug. I can't believe it. I'll be dadgum. Look at you. Yeah, I went back inside. You're right. Look at this. And she, wow, man, that was a fresh tree. And so anyway, I continued dragging. I went back outside and I said, oh, we'll put it on the other end of the garden, okay? She says, yeah. She says, wait a minute. She says, I'll get some stuff for the birds. She's, Molly, she's got all little suet things and, little gimgaws and such, hunks of bread stuck on the limbs for the birds. And the birds loved it. They were all over that tree. And most of the winter, we did one thing or another to attract the birds there. Well, spring comes and goes. I think one bird, I think a couple of birds built nests in the tree. And it was sometime in like September. I'm maybe August, and I'm looking at the tree as I'm fighting with my eggplants and stuff, and uh, you know begging God to have mercy on my garden and please let it bear some kind of fruit. And yeah, I think I had one tomato about that big, that kind of thing. But I all of a sudden I look over at that tree and I said, "My God, look at that! It still had its needles." And I go running. I go running inside to Molly. I said, I haven't noticed in a while, but that tree still's got its needles that we had at Christmas last year. We could almost use it this year. She says, well, we're not going to. We'll get a fresh tree. But she goes out and we're looking. She says, my God, you're right. You're absolutely. Look at that. Look at that. It's like it's fresh still, like it's alive. What the heck? I said, I don't know. Now, what I did do, I think I did, if I recall right, I dug a little hole and I stuck the tree down in the stump down into the hole and covered it over and tied it in place. I said, I wonder if this thing will grow roots. One way to find out. I mean, I might be an old man when it happens, but let's do it. She says, well, yeah, if you're nuts enough to do that, go ahead. And I don't know what happened. We eventually sadly got divorced, but after a while, so I have no clue what happened with that tree. But isn't it something? It was that tree would not lose. Now I remember mentioning that to some friends of mine who, in the season, would cut Christmas trees at various Christmas tree farms in the area up in North Pensy, and they said, "Oh yeah, Christmas trees. The ones that your people are going to use in December, well, we cut them sometime in like August. It's hot out when we're cutting them." And I said, "You're kidding?" No, they said and they're fine, till a few weeks after Christmas. Then you got to get them out of the house, or they become a hazard. You cut a fresh tree, they said, God, you could probably keep that forever, darn near in the house. Well, not forever, but a long time. It'd be perfectly safe. I said, I'll be daggum. In fact, I tried to burn no, I remember. I think I did. After a while, I think I pulled the tree out of the ground, or perhaps before I tried to plant it. I may not have tried to plant it, but I remember trying to burn it, and it wouldn't burn. It would not catch fire. It was amazing how long they keep their moisture. So I guess the trees you get in the city, yeah, they've been cut quite a while back, as near as I can tell. Now maybe nowadays they do them sooner. Maybe they can get them to market quicker. But we're talking 30, 40 years ago. They were cut again late summer, very early fall, and again would start losing their needles in January usually. You still had to keep them watered and everything, but doggone. I know it's kind of fun. Christmas trees are all right. I like trees myself. I always feel kind of funny cutting one down. Don't mind trimming dead branches off them and stuff, but actually, killing the darn tree, now I feel kind of lousy doing that. But anyway, I thought I'd say just a little Christmas tree trivia for you on a chilly December morning. Let's see. Real quick, the Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. So be it. I guess it's always been pine trees, small pine trees for Christmas trees. I guess no one's ever used a poison sumac or I don't know, just maybe a locust tree for Christmas. I guess that'd be kind of hard on the kids, wouldn't it? Yeah. Anyway, I just thought I'd say. I'll see you later. Oh, real quick, tell the truth now. When you were a kid, did you and the tree was in the living room, and it was a week or two before Christmas, tree's all decorated. Did you ever do like my brother and I used to do? We used to we'd lay on our backs and crawl under the tree and look up the tree. Huh? Did you ever? Yeah. I don't know. It was just so beautiful. I think once my brother got the bright idea. He was only about two and a half. He decided he'd climb the tree. Yeah. Yeah. With all the ornaments on it and everything, he went right up the tree. Oh man. Oh yeah. No, it didn't come down. He wasn't that heavy, but doggone. He did shake a few of the glass ornaments off, and yeah, he was in trouble. But again, he was just being enthusiastic and hot for Christmas. Anyway, I'll see you later. Can't blame him for that. I'll see you later. Bye now.